guys. We're here because we care. We want to motivate and inspire each and every one of you guys to reach your success level. Everybody thinks that success is just like, about money and fame, and it's not. It's way bigger than that. We want to stress how important it is to set your guys' goals high. A lot of people think that because they want to be the president, they think it's out of their reach, they think it's too far, they can't be the president, they can't be a Tyler Perry or an Oprah. You guys can be whatever it is that you want to do, okay? So no matter what that is, it's about your passion, it's about how bad you want to get there. So, people aren't successful not because they set their goals too high and they fail. They set their goals too low and they hit their goals, so they reach them. So if it's like, oh, I just want to be a basketball player in college and I don't want to go anywhere after that, they think that it's not possible for them to go any further. But it is. It's all about who you know. It's all about the connections, and you will get there. How many of you guys want to make $20 today? Let me have a volunteer. Who can do one-arm push-ups? Somebody can do one-arm push-ups? One-arm push-ups. Okay, all right, come on, all of y'all come up here. I'm gonna give $20. He's the author of the book, You Are the Money. That's kind of self-explanatory. You are the money. So, his book talks a lot about self-development equals wealth development. That means if you develop yourself, you invest in yourself, you make yourself important, the money will come to you. You don't have to chase the money, okay? You guys are the money, each and every one of you. You think that there's something special about Beyonce or Jay-Z or Tyler Perry or Oprah. There's nothing more special about them than there is about you. Each and every one of us is blessed with a talent. God gave everybody a gift. You just have to find that gift and you have to execute, and you will make it to the top. Got her.
But success is what we're here to talk to you guys about, because like she said, you guys have it, you just got to know how to go get it. And it all starts with the way you think. What's on your mind? What are you thinking about? Because as I've gotten older, I realized that if I could go back and make a different decision here, a different decision there, my life may have ended up in turned out a little different. You know, but of course, we can't go back in time, we can't go back and change anything that we did, but what I've been pressed on my heart to do is come back and speak to kids like you who are at that age right now, at the perfect age in your life, where you can set your goals and set whatever you want to do. You're at the perfect age to start getting that, putting that together now. Because it starts with the way you think, what you're thinking about now. Because I know when we're young, we a lot of times we're thinking about having fun, joking around, hanging out with our friends, trying to have a good time. We don't really think about next week. We're not even thinking about, you know, where we want to be later on. But that's what we're here to get you guys to try to change the way you think, because that's where it starts. The way what you think is what you're going to be. All right, and we want to see you guys successful. That's our desire. That's our desire to see you guys successful, because you can be successful, and it starts today. And we want you to start that today with where you think. Because how many of you know what the definition of success is? What is success to any of you? Can anybody answer that question? What is success to any of you? What do you think success is? Yeah.
Accomplish your goals.
That's a good one.
That's wonderful.
Success can be a different definition in a different person's opinion.
That's right. What is your opinion? What is your definition? What is your opinion?
Success is individual.
That's a good one. Somebody else raise their hand?
What's the definition of success?
Well, that's a good answer. But what I want you guys to think about is, as I prepared for this presentation, I looked up the word success, and I got some definition of it. And the first one is the accomplishment of one goal. The second definition is the achievement of something desired, planned, or attempted. And then the third one is the accomplishment of any more purpose. And as we go through this presentation, we're going to touch on each one of those three key points and dive into a little bit more. But we want you guys to see that, and you can see how I highlighted those three, because, like I said, that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today.
Success isn't just about money and fame. You will get that. It'll come to you, but don't let that be your focus. You'll set yourself up for failure. And also, success is a mindset. It's a mentality, okay? I don't know if that makes sense to you, but just imagine if whatever you guys have today, you lost it all. Everything you have, your phone, your purse, your keys, whatever you have. If you lost all that stuff today, mentally, if you're a successful person, you can get that stuff back, right? Because you knew how to get it the first time. So you just think about, the same thing with money. If you have wealth and you want to keep it, say for instance, I divided all the money in the world equally amongst everybody. What do you guys think would happen? Everybody would be rich, or poor people?
No.
If I divided all the money in the world equally amongst everybody, what do you guys think would happen? People would spend it. What else? Somebody go get kids. But everybody has the same amount of money. Go ahead. Huh? I can't hear you. No, I'm just saying in general, if the world, if the government divided everybody, gave everybody the same amount of money, well, I'm going to tell you what would happen. What would happen is the same people who have all the money right now and that are wealthy, they'll continue to be wealthy. The people who are broke right now will continue to be broke. Why is that? Because success is a mentality. You understand? So it takes sacrifices, it takes prioritizing, it takes you to have knowledge. Knowledge is power. If you can't get a degree, if you can't go to school on a scholarship, there's a library that's free. So you can study and you can learn. The more knowledge you know, the more wealthy you'll be. If you want to make $2 million, you need to be worth $1 million. So you have to invest in yourself, and you have to make yourself, develop yourself, and then the money will come to you. So don't worry about chasing the money. The money will come if you invest in you. Again, if you think successful, you'll be successful. And again, I want to repeat, people aren't successful not because they reach too high and they don't reach their goals. They reach too low and they do hit them. So remember, you can be anything that you want to be. You can reach for the stars, okay? You'll make it. You can be the president. You can be anything you want to be. Can anybody tell me how you become successful?
Anybody know?
Well, my mom always told me how you become successful. It's like you study hard, you graduate, and you get a degree, and then you go to that place where you want to be successful at, and then you'll become successful.
That's good. Yeah.
To become successful, like, things like start off small.
say, you don't say tomorrow I'm gonna go build a wall the size of the World Trade Center. You know, you say every day I'm gonna lay each brick as perfectly as I possibly can that day. So that's what she was saying, is get those small goals. So if you wanna be a rap artist, or you know, if you wanna be a basketball player, whatever you wanna be, you know, it takes those small things. If I was gonna be a music artist, I would write a hook tomorrow. Like, okay, I'm gonna write a hook, or the next day I'm like, I'm gonna write a verse. As long as you get one thing done each day, then you'll be closer and closer to your big goal.
I just want to dive into a few keys to how to become successful. Because number one, and I think you guys have pretty much started. I can hear it when you guys, when the guy speaking earlier. A lot of you already got a goal. Everybody raised their hand and said he was going to college, right? I mean, graduate from high school, right? All of you, that's a goal. That's a goal. That's the key. That's the number one step of being successful. You got to set goals, and don't just stop at setting your goals as graduate from high school. How far do you want to go? What do you want to be in life? That's where we want to get you guys thinking. What are you going to be when you grow up? What do you want? How far do you want to take? Set that goal. You want to be a doctor? You want to be a lawyer? Whatever it is, set that goal high. Because when you set those goals to give you a direction in life, and you're not waking up every day just aimlessly living life. You know, if you say I'm going to be a doctor, and mentally you start thinking about that, when you wake up each day, you're going to do the things that's going to require you to become a doctor. All right, but you got to have a goal. You got to have a direction first, and that's the key. That's the first step that we're going to talk about. That is setting those goals. Set those goals high. All right, don't be afraid to set them high, because it's up to you. You can set them as high as you want. All right, and don't be afraid to set them high, because the next step is having a plan. And basically having a plan is saying how do I get it. All right, so you guys got all this resources to understand and find out what it takes to be whatever you got to do. So your goal is to be. I think somebody said to play basketball. Did you say you play sports? All right, you say you want to be a what? NBA. You look tall. You're sitting up there. So NBA. That's how you want to play NBA basketball. All right, understand what it takes to be an NBA basketball player. All right, does it mean, do I have to go to college, play basketball, whatever it is. Research it. Get on the internet. Research what you want to be a dentist. You want to be a doctor. Research those things and see what it takes to become that. All right, so you would know what you need to be doing now in order to prepare for that later on. All right, if it means going to college, getting your master's, getting your doctor. You got to know that now so you can start preparing for it. All right, so get your plan together, because like I say, a goal without a plan is just a wish. All right, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So get your goal, have a plan, and then the third one is, my buddy said it right, work hard daily. You can't get it without working hard. All right, whatever it is you decide to do, you're going to work hard each and every day. You don't want to waste a day. Don't let a day go by without you working towards your goal. Whatever it is, if it's playing sports, if it's being a doctor, whatever it is. Making good grades every day is probably the main thing you guys should be focused on right now. All right. School, good grades, staying out of trouble. All right, those are the things that's going to help you reach your goal. All right, but you got to work hard every day. You got to work hard. You got to be focused. You got to stay focused. You can't be distracted by friends. You can't get distracted by wanting to do silly things that don't measure up to what you really want to do in life.
Got to make good decisions.
You got to make it. And that's the key. That's the next one, is making good decisions. How smart are you going to be as far as where you want to be in life? Guys, you got to realize this. Every time you make a decision, every time you make a choice, there's good and bad results to whatever you decide to do. All right, you may not see it immediately, but every choice you make has a consequence, a repercussion. You got to think about that before you do something that you're going to regret later on. All right, and it's going to sidetrack you and throw you off where you really want to be when you make bad decisions. So think about those things. Set your goals, have a plan, work hard at it, and make good decisions each and every day.
You guys got to have your priorities in order correctly. Okay? Can anybody tell me their top 3 priorities right now? Just throw them out there. Go ahead. Get up, go to school, and get home safe. Who else? Friends, family, school. Go ahead.
I got it. Mine is family, food, and money.
Okay. Staying out of trouble, staying in school. What else? Family, school, education. Family? All right, go ahead. Family, education, and your dreams. All right, those are all great, but I can guarantee you this. My priorities were like family, friends in school, or track, friends, and family, or something in that order. God wasn't in there, and I wasn't in there. Okay, so I can table, and, if you're doing good for yourself, it sets you up in a better position to succeed. So, the main thing is, a lot of people are going to call you selfish, putting yourself first, but if you have God first, He is going to take the best care of you, which enables you to take the best care of everybody and everything else that you're doing. So, God, yourself, and everything and everybody else. And you also have to make sacrifices, guys. How bad do you guys really want to be successful? Say it out loud. Like, do y'all want it really bad? Like make some noise if you want to be successful in life. I don't feel like I don't do that successful. I don't hear a lot of noise. All right, well, this is the thing. To be successful, you guys, it takes sacrifices. Okay, sacrifices is the key thing. A lot of people don't become successful because they're not willing to make the same sacrifices as the other people who made it. So it's going to take you, saying no to drugs and saying no to sex and saying no to alcohol and saying no to your friends partying all the time. If you want to go somewhere, you have to step aside from all of that stuff. And also, if you think about the world's greatest fighter right now, the boxer, who's the greatest boxer right now? Why do you think he's successful? It's not because he has talent. A lot of people have talent, but what happens is if they're going out partying all the time, they're drinking and they're smoking and doing all of that stuff, they get on they get in that ring and they lose. So the main thing is, again, sacrifices. You're going to lose a lot of people along the way to your road to success, but you will get there. This is how bad do you want it? How bad do you really want it? Do you want it more than hanging out with your friends? Do you want it more than sleep? Do you want it more than food? Do you want it more than, drugs and alcohol? It's going to take you guys to make some huge sacrifices to get to the top. And so, and I know Mayweather personally, and the reason he's so successful is because he doesn't do drugs, he doesn't drink, and he doesn't party all the time. He is training, and he watches what he eats and everything else. So you guys, in order to make it, you have to make sacrifices. Sacrifices, guys. And also be a leader. How many of you guys know that you have your own brain? You guys have your own minds, okay? So don't let society define who you are. Don't look to Kim Kardashian and Kanye West to figure out what you guys should be wearing or not wearing. You have a question? Be a leader, not a follower. That's right. You guys have your own mind. Use it. Go ahead, John. Say it again. Exactly. You have to do what you want to do. Follow your dream. God gave each and every one of us a talent, personally. Everybody is different. Everybody has something. Everybody has a gift. You just got to find that gift and go on. I do want to mention something Oprah said, because this stood out to me, because I was one of these kids, teenagers, and adults. I mean, I didn't figure this out until later, but she said, if you're waiting around for somebody to hand you an opportunity or give you a sign or give you some money or discover you or pick you out of a crowd, if you're waiting on somebody to do that, you're going to be waiting forever. You guys have to work for your success. It takes hard work. It wasn't until I started putting my face out there and started making music and started writing books and started, speaking to young people and started just, attending events and everything and showing people my gift and my talent. It wasn't until I started doing that people started to reach out to me. And I mean people like other celebrities that are up there making it, they want to show me how to get there. So it's not until you guys start doing your work and showing your skill to other people that people are going to start reaching out to you. I always used to think, oh, somebody's going to pick me for a movie or somebody's going to put me in a video or I'm going to be a model, but I wasn't doing things to further that. I was just saying it to myself, but I wasn't